thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are one growing family all together. And by hitting that subscription button and the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads, the subscription, of course, is free. The tutorial is free. Everything is free. So the least you can do is help out the channel to grow by subscribing. Also, make your comment. That helps the channel for the YouTube to recognize that, people are interested in this channel. And please do give a thumbs up. Very, very extremely important. I want to thank every single one of you for your love and support, your beautiful comments. You guys are just amazing, and you keep feeding me all that good energy to keep going on these beautiful patterns. Thank you so much. I want to let you know up top there's 3 little buttons. If the video is too fast for you, you can slow down by clicking there. It opens up and it says slow down video. If you don't know how to do it, in the link below, you click on that link to slow down the video. It will show you it's a 2-minute video. Also, right next to the 3 little buttons, there's the closed caption. If you have a hard time to understand, you can turn that on. Everything that I will be calling out the stitch will be written below. You can pause and take notes. 99.9% of the time, I use 100% cotton thread, 4 plies. Now, my 4 plies is very, very similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. I get asked all the time where to get them. These 4 plies that I work with, they're from Portugal. I am in Portugal. These are Portuguese threads. So it's kind of very hard for you guys that are outside of Europe to find them. But you can use Aunt Lydia number 3. Aunt Lydia number 3 is just my God, and maybe less than my nail, thicker than my 4 ply. Now these, of course, using the 3 ply Aunt Lydia, these are big patterns that come out. In many ways, it's worth it because you economize a lot on thread and your patterns become big. When you're doing table runners especially, it's perfect for 6-seater and up. And for small little kitchen tables, 4-seater small, Aunt Lydia number 10 is perfect for that. So when you cannot find this type of number 4, you can get the number 3 Aunt Lydia. Okay, so I normally use a 3.5 hook. Sometimes I'll go into a 3 and a small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. I also would like to mention, for the people that are interested to help the women in need of thread or yarn, please donate. Donate either with money, whatever amount you want. Nobody's asking you for millions. Right below the video, there's a $sign. You can click there and $2, $3, $4. It's up to you, really. Everything ends up at the end, and we can help another soul. So please do consider that. Or you can go into the description box and you can put it into my PayPal account. I want to thank for the women already that have helped. Maggie, thank you so much. God bless your heart for sending the thread to Jamaica, to Charmaine. I'm so grateful and humble and can't thank you enough. So thank you so much. For Karen Coffee, thank you so much for your donation of the money for the thread. And Barbara Faut, thank you so much for the donation of the money for the thread. I do need you guys to help out. I cannot do it alone. So please have a heart and think of these women that are in desperate need and don't have the means to buy it. If everybody pitches in a bit, we can all help another soul get through their daily stressful days of, wearing money, family issues, and health issues, mental issues. We are here on this earth for a short time. If we can do a little blessing gesture, God sees all of these things. So please, people, okay? Okay, everyone. So we're going to create another square table runner, or it could be a doily, square doily. And I'm going to use these colors. These are 4 ply, 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. It is equivalent, the same thing as Aunt Lydia number 3. So I have baby blue, I have navy blue, and I have the multicolored royal blue with navy blue with baby blue and some yellow. Hook 3.5, a small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. Let's get started, everyone. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video if you like the video. It's very important to have the channel recognized, and that's the only way it can go about, is by the liking and the commenting. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so we're going to do a chain of 51 chain stitch. The first one does not count. It's a slip stitch knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on until 51. Okay, make sure if your stitch is too tight, use a bigger hook. If it's too loose, use a smaller hook. Okay, so we did the 51 chain stitch. I'm going to come down to my 7th, not counting the one on the hook, the one right after. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my 7th. Make sure you grab both loops, as you can see here in the back, and not just one loop, because your pattern will bend like a U shape, right? It won't be straight. So now we're going to do groups of 3 double crochet. Okay, so I'm in my 7th, double crochet, next space, and one more next space. Grab both of your loops, don't just grab one loop. Okay, one chain space. I'm going to skip a space and go into the second one, and we're going to create these groups of 3 all the way to the end by skipping one space and doing one chain separation between the groups, like that. Okay, so now one chain again, skip a space into the next one, and create your 3 double crochets, 1 per space. This is row 1. Okay, oh, you're supposed to have 11 groups at the end, so I'll meet you at the end. So I reached the end. I did my 11 groups. I did my 1 chain. I'm going to skip 1, 2, and on the last one, of course, double crochet. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 chain. I'm going to come inside of the space here and do 2 more double crochets. So we're going to have a group of 3 double crochets in here, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. Trying to hide my thread here at the same time. So we're going to have these 2 groups of 3 double crochet in there, 1 chain, and we're going to come automatically into the first space here and create our groups of 3 double crochet. Okay, so I've created my groups of 3 in the spaces, in little blocks here. I've reached the end on my last one. Now we're going to create 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 more double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. One chain. Continue to create your groups of 3 all the way to the edge, and I'll come back to you at the edge because obviously you can tell that we have 3 groups and I only started with 2 here, so it can balance out on this end, okay? Coming to the end, we're going to create the 3 double crochets in the corner. Now, I'm not going to close it in. I'm not going to do 2 chain and close it in. I'm going to go directly into the corner here on the 3rd space and do my like double crochet, let's say, so I can have already my space there done, and I can work from here. 2, 3 chain going up. I'm going to create 2 more, so I'm going to create the group of 3 in the corner here, 2 chain space, and 3 more in the same space, double crochet. So this is my little corner now, okay? I'm going to do 1 chain space and create the other group here of 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. This is what's going to define our square for this table runner. And then 1 chain, and continue to create your groups all the way to the end. Getting to the end, I'll come back to you. We're going to create again the same thing as we just finished doing on this corner. Okay, so this I think, because this will stay the middle piece, I think it's best that we call this row 2, because if I start from here, it's not going to balance out. So we'll leave this row out. We'll count this as row 1 and row 2. I think it will make more sense, because then you can see it already easier for you to count from the corner here, 1 and 2. So this is row 2, okay? It's best to be that way, since we have that middle one there, so we don't get confused. Okay, so row 2, we'll count it from here, from the edge. So I've reached my corner, and I'm going to do exactly like I did on the other side. So I'm going to do my 3 double crochets, 2 chain for space, and another group of 3 double crochets, 1 chain coming into the other edge. I'm going to do the 3 double crochets, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. So now we have the other square on this corner. One chain, and come and create your groups all the way to the end. So I'll meet you at the end of row 2. Okay, so we almost reached the end here at the corner. We are at the end of the corner. I'm not going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come directly into the 3rd space, and I'm going to do a single. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come back into the same space and create my group of 3. So 3 double crochets. So I'll have my first group here already. This is row 3, and it becomes a perfect finish this way. Chain 1. I'm coming into the corner, and I'm going to create my 2 groups the same way as we've been doing. So 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. One chain space into the next space, create the group of 3 double crochet, 1 chain, and again create the 2 groups in the next corner. So remembering what we're doing here, we have to do on the other side also. 2 chain space and 2 more double crochet. So we'll have the group of 3 double crochet, and then 1 chain, and we're going to continue to create our groups exactly like we did here. So we're going to continue to do it, and I'll meet you at the other end. So I've reached the corner, and created my group exactly how we did here. One chain and create your group of 3 on the edge here. One chain and create your groups again at the corner. Chain 2, chain 1, and continue to create your groups. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. I've reached the end again, and I'm going to do the same thing as we did. I'm going to close it with a single. This would be the same thing as a chain. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come back in and create my group of 3. We're always going to do this for the next few rows. Chain 1 and create your group of 3 again. In the corner, 1 chain will be the same. We're going to create the 2 groups on the corner. This will be like this for a few rows also. 2 chain and 3 double crochet. 1 chain. If you realize we are increasing our corners here, so we started with nothing because we had the 2 groups and then 1. We're going to have 2 here now, 2 groups here, so we're increasing here on the edges. 3 double crochet, 1 chain, and my second group. One chain and create your groups at the corner. Three double crochet, 2 chain space, and 3 more in the same corner, because this is how the corner is formed. 1 chain and create your side groups as we've been doing. Okay, like that. So we have 1 group, 2 groups, we're going to have 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups. We're going to continue to do this until I have 7 groups up top, like this. Once I have my 7 groups, we started with 1, there's 2, then we're going to have 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, until my 7th group. Once I finish the row of 7 groups here on the edges, I'll come back to you. You do the same thing, repeat the same pattern. If you need to rewind a bit to see how we close up again, go ahead. But very simple. You don't do any chain, you just close it in with a single, go up, chain 3, and create your group. So it's always going to fall into different directions as we keep going up. So we know that we're going to have the last one done here, close it in with single, chain 3, and we're going to have a group here. So it just comes out perfect because the lining won't be noticeable. It keeps going backwards on the start. Okay, so continue to do the same thing on both sides all around, and I'll come back to you at the end of my 7th group on the edges. And so I'm getting to the end of where I finished doing my 7 groups at the edges. That means that we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th row. Okay, I'm going to change color. So I'm going to do my 1 chain, and I'm going to close it off with slip stitch. Just going to grab my leftover thread and bring it to the back and forth until my 1 chain here, because we're going to work double crochets over it, so it's going to hide. I'm also going to make a little knot here on my thread just to be secure that, actually I'm going to go through one more, that nothing's going to come apart. and on to the next color. So I'm going to come in with my navy blue. And I'm going to continue where we left off. So well done, I can't even tell where that I left off. Anyway. So I'm going to continue to do the group, single, 2 chain, coming down, create my groups again. Nothing's different with this. It's only going to change now in the corners. Try to hide my thread here at the same time. Chain 1, okay, so I'll meet you at the corner. So I'm getting to the corner, 1 chain. Inside of this corner now, we're not going to do the groups. We're going to do 8 double crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 double crochet. All 4 corners will be like this. The rest stays the same, 1 chain space, and create your groups. 1 chain space, and continue on. Now, next row I'm changing color again. I believe. Okay. Okay, everyone, so we've reached the end. Now, we're not going to do that 1 chain, okay? What we're going to do, since we're changing color, I'm not cutting my thread because I'm going to be going back and forth on the rows with the thread. So I'm going to make a slip stitch knot and leave it here for a second. I'm going to grab my thread here and I'm just going to pull into the 3rd chain. You want to grab both loops, not just one, or else it's not going to look pretty. So let's grab both loops. Make sure you grab both loops. Oops. So I'm going to grab both loops here, and I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to grab my yellow, make multicolored, so you know, I've always changed ideas on the colors. So you grab your yellow, okay, and I'm just going to pull through the yellow only, not both. Try this again. So I'm going to go into my little loop here, just the yellow. We're going to put the blue aside. You can cut it if you want to, if it's easier for you, but I think this works perfect this way. So you just pull your blue in the back like that aside. We don't need it for now. Okay, and then I'm going to come inside of the space here, and I'm going to do a single, okay, and I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3, trying to hide my thread at the same time. Next space, single, 1, 2, and 3. Now, if your stitch is too tight, use a hook 4. Okay, we don't want it to be pulling. 2 and 3 into the next space. 1, 2, and 3 chain into the next space. Okay, and our blue stays there because when we come back around, we're going to use it again. But if you feel more comfortable on cutting it, go ahead. I think it's a technique that you should learn for further, you know, future projects instead of cutting all the time. 1, 2, 3, and single. Okay, so now we're at the corner where we have the 5 double crochets. we're going to go into the first double crochet, single, second double crochet, single. So we're going to do 8 singles, and 1 in the space here, exactly like we have here. Now don't tighten it up, and then chain 3 again and proceed with the singles, 1 per space. So 3 chain again, and we continue. Okay, and we're going to repeat the same thing on every corner, the 4 corners. So single here, and then 8 singles, 1 per space, and 1 single in this space. I'll meet you at the end. It's just simple as that. So this multicolored yellow is row 10, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, row 11. Okay, so I'm on my last one. I did my 3 chains, and we're going to do exactly the same thing as we just did. So I'm going to go into the single here. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab my blue from behind, and I'm just going to slip stitch right through it, and coming into the center with a single on the first loop, chain 2, and leave your multicolored one behind. We don't need it for now. Again, creating our groups, 3 double crochet, 1 chain, and 3 more double crochet. Now obviously if your chain is too wide, your stitch is too loose, you're supposed to use a smaller hook, or instead of 3 chain, you would do 2, but you don't want it to be pulling, right? So chain 1, we continue on creating the groups until the corner. I'll meet you at the corner. So we're at the edge. I'm going to do my 1 chain. I'm going to skip the first single and come into the second single with the back loop only and do 1 double crochet. Back loops only, the second double crochet. Back loop, third, and on my 4th and 5th, I'm doing 2 together. This is our increase on this corner. Obviously, we have to increase the corners. So this is the 4th, 2 together, and the 5th, 2 double crochet together. The 6th one, 1 alone, the 7th, 1 alone, and the 8th, 1 alone. We skip the last double crochet single here. We do 1 chain, come into the space, and we continue to do our groups with 1 chain space between them. So 3 double crochet, we're at the edge, and we continue on. Just like that, we're going to do the 4 corners the same way. Okay, so we skip the first single, and we do 1, 2, 3 alone. On the 4th, 2 together, the 5th, 2 together, and 3 alone. We skip the last single. I'll meet you at the end. Everyone, so I've arrived at the end. We're going to close in the same way as we've been closing. I'm not doing a chain, just going in here like this. I'm going to grab my multicolored yellow and off-white. To pull on my thread here. And I'm going to close it in. So I'm going to pull my blue back here. And I'm going to come in back to my space, and I'm going to do a single. Okay, so my blue is back here, ready for the next row. chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. So we're repeating the same thing as we did on the previous row, 1, 2, 3, and there's no increase on this row, 1, 2, 3, at the edge. Of course, there's no increase, only on the next one. So chain 3 and single per space, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do singles, 1 per space, chain 3. Here's my first single. Next space, single, grabbing back loops only. There is no increase. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's including the one in here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 with the one inside of the space. And then chain 3 again and proceed the same way. So very simple, nothing to it. I'll meet you at the end. This is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Row 13. Okay, everyone, coming to the end again. I'm going to get my blue back here prepared. I'm coming into where my single is, and I'm going to pull my thread. I'm going to grab the blue, and I'm coming right through it with the blue. I'm going to come into the next space and do a single. And now pull my yellow to the back and continue to do the little blockage, the little groups I should say. Single, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet, 1 chain, 3 double crochet. So we're creating the groups again, and I'll meet you at the corner because it's just a repeat now. I've arrived at the corner. I'm doing 1 chain. I'm skipping the first single and going into the second single and doing 2 double crochets on the same space. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 1 alone. Until we meet here where we have the 2 double crochets together. So next space, 1 alone. So we're right on top of it. So that means 2 together on the first one, 2 alone, 2 together. We're on the same direction where we have the 2 double crochets together. Next space, 2 double crochets together. And we have the other 2 together here, so we're going to do 2 together per space. Next space, 2 together. And then alone, 2 alone I should say, and another one alone. And on the very last one we're doing 2 together, exactly how we started off. 1 chain, and we come into the loop to create our group. So I'm going to let you know how many I have. So I have 2 in the same space, which is the first. We skip the first single, we go into the second. 1 alone, 1 alone. So we have 2 double crochets alone, 1 per space. Where we have the groups down here, we have the same thing. 2 together on your 1, 2, 3, on your 4th one, 2 together on your 5th one, 2 together on your 6th one, 2 together, and on your 7th one, 2 together. Okay, so let's recap that again. So you have 1, the first one, 2 together, the second one alone, the third one alone, the 4th one, 2 together, on the next one here, 2 together, and then 2 together on the 5th one, and then 2 together on the same one on the same space, and 2 alone and 2 together. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 double crochets. We're going to repeat this in all the corners, grabbing back loops only, and I'll meet you at the end. So we are on row 15, and I'm working on another pattern, the same thing. So I'm just advancing my patterns. This one is with off-white and the same blues, the dark blue and lighter blue. Okay, so pretty much we left off on the double crochets. So we do that little trick with the threads. Do your single and then your 3 chains, and you come to the edge. It's the same thing, 1 per each, back loops only, and single, chain 3. So you're probably saying, oh my god, did I change videos or something? It's a different color. It is a different color because I'm working on 2 patterns at the same time. So basically there's nothing to change here on this row. It's just, you know, back loops only, and singles, and 3 chain. So I'll meet you back here on the next row, which I said we were on 15. I believe I said 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Yeah, so I'll meet you here in row 16. Okay, you guys, coming into row 16. So we're gonna close in your 3 chain. I'm gonna have my off-white prepared here. I'm going to come in my single. I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to get my white and pull through. I'm going to come in the space. Oops, not the blue. We want the white. With a single and 2 chain. And we're going to create our groups. Same way, 1 chain, 3 double crochet. I'll meet you at the corner. Oops, chain 1. Okay, so we're going to grab back loops, and we're going to increase exactly where we had increased the ones before. The only difference is we're going to do 1 double crochet. We have already an increase here, but we're only going to do on the first one a double crochet. On the second, where we have our increase, we're going to do 2 together. On the next one, 1 alone, and then we have our increase. So we're going to do only 1 on the first one and 2 on the second one. Okay, so 1 alone, and on my second increase I'm doing 2 together. So we start with 1 alone. We have the increase below here, so on the first one, 1 alone, on the second, 2 together, 1 alone, and then we have the increase here, so 1 alone on the first one and 2 together. We have an increase here also. We're going to do 1 alone on the first one and 2 together on the second increase. And then we have 1 alone. Well, it's the groups, the increase again. So the first one, 1 alone, and the second one, 2 together. Okay, and then we have an increase here again. So 1 alone, and the second one, 2 together. 2 double crochets together. And then we have 1 alone, and we have the increase here, so we'll do 1 alone and 2 together. And then we only have one more here. You do your one chain, come in and do your groups. So very simple, not complicated. We're going to recap that again. So we have first double crochet, and then we have the increase below here, which we need to increase. So we did one on the first one alone, two together, one alone, and one alone on the first increase here. On the second increase from the row before, two together, one alone, two together, one alone, two together, one alone, two together, two alone, two together, and one alone. So you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 double crochets. We must repeat the same way in all four corners, and then I'll meet you on row 17. Okay, everyone, so row 17, we've closed in with the blue. I grab it from the back, and my off-white stays on the back, as we've been doing for the people that are doing. I mean, if you're cutting it and tucking it in, that's fine too. I mean, if you're more comfortable that way, I think it's easier this way instead of tucking in all the time and cutting thread. But, you know, whatever's making you more comfortable with it. So this row, nothing to it. It's just these singles and chain 3. So it's just a repeat of what we've been doing. Chain 3, single, chain 3, single. Coming to the corners, we're just grabbing back loops only and doing singles. So really nothing to it. So you're just going to repeat this on the 4 corners. And I'll meet you at the beginning of row 18, which is pretty much changing the thread again, doing the little blocks as we've been doing. It's only going to change here on the corner. So go ahead and change your thread afterwards, do your 3 double crochets, and then we'll meet here at the corner because the only change really is there. Everything else stays the same. Okay, going to row 18. So I'm just going to close in. I'm going to pull my white one to the front. Not to the front, but close enough to me. And we're going to go into the single as we normally been doing. We're holding it. We're grabbing our white. Pulling through. Coming into the center of the space here. Well, the center of the next space. Single 2 chain and create our groups again. So it's just a repeat. The only thing that's going to change is in the corner again. Everything else stays the same. 3 double crochet and 1 chain for space. So I'll meet you at the corner. I've reached the end. I'm going to do my 1 chain. I'm going to skip the single as usual. I'm grabbing back loops. We're going to do 3 alone, or sorry, 2 alone, 2 double crochet alone on the third one, 2 together. 2 double crochet alone, 1 for space, and on the third one, 2 together. Next space, double crochet alone, next space, double crochet alone, next space, 2 together. It's going to be a repeat like this on the 4 corners. 2 double crochet alone and 2 double crochet together. Two double crochet alone 2 double crochet together. My hands are starting to slip. 2 double crochet alone, and 2 together. 2 double crochet alone, let me just check to see if there's not any mistakes here. So 2 double crochet alone, 2 together, 2 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 alone, 2 together, and the last one alone. 1 chain, and we continue to do our groups. So on this row we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 double crochets. We're going to repeat the same thing all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 19, same thing as we've been doing. We're not going to do that 1 chain. We're just going to hold it here, grab the blue one, and close it in. We're going to come inside of the space and do a single. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We leave the white one off white behind. 1, 2, 3. So this is just a repeat. We're just basically repeating everything again. 3 chain, single per space, 3 chain, single. So nothing to it, very simple. Now we're just going to grab back loops and do single, 1 per space. So there is no increase, there's nothing changed. It's just the same thing. Like that, 1 per space, and 3 chain and a single in between. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so this time we're just going to close it off. We are not we're not grabbing the white one. We're closing this blue one off. I am cutting my thread, and I'm going to tuck in my loose ends. So I'm just going to put it inside of this chain because we're going to be working inside of the with some double crochets on the chain. So this is just going to hide it. So I'm just coming back and forth on it because I know it's not going to go anywhere. Cut it. Now I'm going to grab my off-white. Get my blue out of the way. It doesn't stay stuck here. I'm going to grab my white, and I'm going to come in and bring it through the loop, do a single, not single, slip stitch, so 3 chain, let's say 3 chain. We're going to do 3 double crochets as we were doing. The difference is we're coming inside where the single is with a double crochet. This whole row will be about double crochets, closing out the row. So 3 double crochets. On the single, we're going to do double crochet, and 3 inside. The only thing that's going to change is on the curve again, of course, because it's a curve, we need to change it up. Okay, so nothing to it, just 3 double crochets inside of the space and 1 on the single. Okay, so I'll meet you at the corner. So we're at the corner. I've done my 3 double crochets inside of the space. I've already done, shouldn't I do it this way, it has to be back loops. So I'm going to do where the single is my first double crochet. So I have 1, 2, back loops only, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, good heavens. And the last one here, the 10th, we're going to add another one together. So on your 10th one, we're adding one on the same space. Okay, so this does not count because this is part of the groups here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On your 10th, 2 together. And then three double crochets, so we're doing 1 per space. 1, 2, and 3. On your 4th one, we're adding 2 together. This is our increase, okay? On your 4th one, 2 together. Again, 1, 2, and 3. On your 4th one, 2 together. This is your other increase. And then again, 1, 2, and 3. This is our last increase on the 4th one, 2 together. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On your 10th, 2 together. So that means 11. 12, 13, 14. On your 15, 2 together. That means 16. 17, 18, 19. On your 20, so that's 2 together. So that's 21. 22, 23, 24. On your 25, 2 together. That means 26. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and on the single, 35. So on the last one that we added together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochets. Okay, and then we repeat again inside of the space, 3 double crochets and 1 on top of the single, and proceed this way all the way around. If you need to rewind a little bit and recheck again. Oops, no chain here. I don't know why I did a chain. Sometimes it's just tiredness, right, people? I mean, for you guys, it's just 1 hour watching the video. For me, creating this is 12, 14, 16 hours on recording. It's pause, stitch, record, pause, stitch, record. Sometimes 2, 3 days, depending upon the pattern. So it's quite a lot. And my hands get slippery and my eyes get tired and watery. But anyway, besides the point, right? So recap again. So this does not count. This belongs to the groups here. So 1, double crochet per space, back loops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On your 10th, you add another one together. And then 1, 2, 3 space. On your 4th, you add another one together. 1, 2, 3 space. On your 4th, you add another one together. 1, 2, 3. On your 4th, you add another one together. 1 per space. You're supposed to have 9. And then your group of 3. 1 on top of the single, double crochet on top of the single, 3 and on top of the single, and we continue on from there, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so we just finished doing row 20. Now we're going to change up a bit, so chain 3, next space, double crochet, next space, double crochet, next space, double crochet. We're going to build groups of 7 double crochets, space of 1 chain, so 2, 4, 6, 7, chain 1, 1 chain. We're going to skip a space into the next space and create our groups again of 7 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 1 more, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. Chain 1, skip a space into the next. We're going to continue to do this the same way all the way around. I'm going to meet you at the corner to make sure that it won't be pulling. If we need to increase in 2 places or 3, we will. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so I'll meet you at the corner. Okay, everyone, so I've done my corner the same way. There was no need for increase. It falls just perfect. So that's why I didn't come in sooner. I needed to put it to the test, and it's just perfect the way it fell in. So we're just going to continue that way, skipping 1 and doing our 7 groups. We'll be like this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've arrived at the end. Now at the end, if I skip 1, it would have been here, but there's 1 left. And that is no problem. We're just going to skip them. There's no issue. So we do 1 chain and we close in on the 3rd chain. Okay, we're going to walk, I call it the walk, to the next one with a slip stitch, 2 chain. Now we're going to do 5 double crochets here, 1 per space. We don't do the first and we don't do the last. So we have the 5 double crochets, 1 chain. I'm coming in and doing 1 double crochet, 1 chain, skip the first, going to the second, and create your 5 double crochets. This row will be repeatedly like this all the way around. So this is row 22, I believe. Is that what I just said? I can't remember. I'm just too tired, people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yep, row 22. So again, 1 chain, 1 double crochet in the space, 1 chain, skip the first one, go into the second, and create your 5 double crochets. Continue doing yours, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I've closed in row 22 with a slip stitch. I'm going to do the walk again to the next space with single, 2 chain. We're going to do now groups of 3 double crochet. So row 23, single, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet, 1 chain. I'm going to come right where I have that 1 double crochet and do a double crochet, 1 chain, coming back in and doing my second double crochet, 1 chain, and doing my third double crochet, all in the same space. 1 chain, skip 1 space into the second, and create your 3 double crochets. This row 23 will be like this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, last row, row 24. I'm going to come in the center and I'm going to do a single. I'm going to come directly into the first double crochet here and do a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, picot into the center, double crochet. 1, 2, 3, picot with single on top of the double crochet. 1, 2, 3, picot into the center. 1, 2, 3, picot, and on my first double crochet, my last double crochet I should say, I'm going to come directly in the center of the double crochet and close it with a single. So we have 4 picots. And again, so it's just a repeat now the same way all the way around. Double crochet, chain 3, close it with a single into the center, chain 3, close it with single on top of the double crochet, single into the center, close it with single, that's the 4th picot, and my last double crochet here, and then into the center here with single. And this is pretty much done for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about it. You can go bigger on the middle piece, as big as you'd like as far as length. So we started with 51 chain. You can go to 71, 91, and your pieces will get bigger. I want to thank every single one of you. Please give a thumbs up and also consider helping the women in need for thread. It's well appreciated. Any amount counts, little, big, it's up to you. And if you have extra yarn or thread, get a hold of me through Instagram, my crochet group page, or my crochet group on Facebook, and message me and I can give you the address. You can send it to them. Thank you so much, everybody. Until the next tutorial, I will have it in display at the end. God bless. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye, everyone.